Yeah, the whole founding has just been it's been amazing to me to just sort of sit back and watch God work in ways that you had not anticipated. I guess I'll start with the Harpeth House, which is the student ministries building at Christ Community Church in Franklin. And so being an elder at Christ Community, I was part of the capital campaign committee and the master planning committee, and I was chair of the building committee, and then oversaw the construction of this project for a year and a half, actually even during COVID. But it was obvious to me that at the time in 2019 when we were getting ready to go to bid, that we needed to do something to get the attention of the design and construction community, because it was just a very busy time, much like it is today. And so I went to Ty Osmond, who was the founder and president of Solomon Builders at the time, and I said I wanted to really get a little bit of a kind of a project awareness breakfast going and I needed his help to invite the subcontractors that we'd like to have participating in the project. And he said, well, I've never done that before, but let's give it a go. And so our goal at the time was to just get 30 contractors to show up, and we actually had 60, and that was just blew us away. And but what they were hungering to know is, why does this project matter? I mean, I've got a lot of other stuff I could be doing. Why would I want to bid this project? Of course, the relational equity with Solomon as a contractor who they knew and trusted was really, really important to getting them in the door. But when they could hear from our pastor about why the project's important, and hear from me, hear from the architect, it seemed to make a big difference. And so that was, what got me first thinking, wow, there's really something here. I wonder if there's somebody out in the marketplace doing this on a broader scale, because I knew that the nonprofit market is just immense. But it's really fragmented. And so I actually looked in early 2022, looked for about 2 months trying to find an organization that might be doing this that I could just come alongside and help. And was kind of stunned to find out nobody was doing it. And so I put a post up on LinkedIn in January of 2022, and I just called it What If? And I just sort of threw out the premise of what has come to be known as Sharebuilt. And I got a lot of good response from it. And then just started looking and saying, well, if I can't find anybody doing this, how about we consider starting something? And I'd started a company in the past, but I'd never started a nonprofit. And of course I thought, well, how hard can that be? And it's not harder, it's just different. But we figured it out. And one of the more amazing stories is we launched in April of 2022, and I was really committed to having a good website from day one. I wanted people to understand, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and have that as a communication piece and a validation of what we're doing. But I knew we needed our 501c3, and when you start, you get your nonprofit status and your business registration in your state initially, but then going to the next level of getting that 501c3 with the IRS is a big deal. But everybody I talked to said, wow, you just better start, because it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be a painful process, and you're going to submit this thing, and it's probably going to be 4 to 6 months, and you won't hear anything. And when you do hear something, it's going to be everything you did wrong, and you have to resubmit. So we thought, well, let's just get it done by the end of 2022 and get it in, and I probably won't hear anything until the spring. So November 30th, we submitted it. And I went up to my mailbox on December 15th, and I pulled a letter out of the mailbox, and it had IRS on the front. I thought, uh-oh, this is not good. It's either really good or really bad. And so I opened it up, and the letter was dated December 9th, and it said, congratulations, you've been approved. So we got our 501c3 in 10 days from the IRS, and I was expecting it to take 6 months. And I've told that story many, many times by now, and I've still had nobody come to me and say, oh yeah, that happens all the time. It just doesn't happen all the time. So that was just a really, really amazing blessing.